fucking today I had my second interview for that job. It was
Right.
awesome. I basically milked these people, just being like, telling them all the information because it's the same exact job I've already done. And I was going out and being like, blah, 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 fluffing myself up. I got the job offer. And I was like, awesome. And they're like, but you have to come in and pick up your drug test. And I was like, easily done. I've been clean for 7 months. I'm fine. So since I haven't smoked weed in 7 months, I was like not worried at all. I'm like, I could piss in a cup all day, baby. Like,
Mm-hmm.
fill that bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I go and pick it up. It's like a 20-minute drive, 20, 30 minutes, depending on traffic. I pick up it. I have to go to Concentra, like urgent care, basically. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like 10 minutes away. And I'm like, all right, fuck it, I guess. It's like 2:30 at this time. And I get there and like I look in and I fill out all the forms and shit. I'm like, how long of a wait is it? And I see like a lot of people there. And she was like, I don't know, like 30 minutes. I was like, all right, guess that works. I had a bottle of water with me and I chugged it before I went in there, my refillable bottle. And I filled it up while I was there. And I'm like, all right, because like I'm a nervous peer. Like I don't know if anybody else is as freaky as I am sometimes. Like I get in my head and I'm like, I have to pee before I leave the house. Like, I pee before bed. I pee as soon as I wake up. Like, I am a pee schedule person. And if I drink a soda, I have to piss within like 5 minutes. So I'm sitting there and it's like 40 minutes and I'm starting to like get halfway through my other bottle. So I'm like 1.5 deep, you know? And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like looking around. I'm like, they haven't fucking called anybody back. And it's a full like I mean, they have to do every other seating type of shit, but there's like 10 of us in this fucking like entrance. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And I'm looking around, half the guys are in work uniforms. So I'm like, they're here for a test too. Like, they're all here for drug tests. So an hour goes by. By then, I'm done with my second bottle. I'm filling up for a third. And I'm like, looking around, I'm like, dude, they still haven't called anybody. And another dude just walks up to the counter and is just like, how fucking long is this going to take? And I'm like, looking at him, and he's like, I've been here 2 hours. And I'm like, oh shit. I am 2 bottles of water deep with my baby bladder. And I'm not even like an hour into just waiting here, thinking it was going to be like 20 minutes. And like at this point, I'm like looking at the clock. I'm like, all right, it's 3. I'm going to start hitting traffic if I leave now. And then I still would have to come back. Like, it's not worth leaving. I'm like, it can't be much longer, can it? So I continue drinking water because I'm thirsty as well. Because again, I'm just sitting in a dry ass, cold ass waiting room, and I get halfway through the bottle, and another hour has gone by. So I'm 2.5 bottles deep, and it's fucking 2 hours in this waiting room, and they've finally called 2 people, and I'm like sitting there going like, are you fucking serious? I'm 2 hours in here. I've drank 2.5 bottles of water. I'm about to fucking burst. I'm undoing my belt like a notch each like 15 minutes. And I'm like getting to the point where I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Like I was about to be like, yo, I'm sorry, like I'm gonna have to empty myself. A half hour goes by. I'm 2.5 hours into this place, and finally my fucking name's called. And I'm like, oh thank Christ. And I fall due back there. I'm getting ready to like, I have to fill out the rest of the paperwork back there, verify my ID, like all this. You haven't had COVID, all that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, dude, where do I send my stuff? And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, well, like, I'm not supposed to have anything in my pockets, right? And he goes, oh, no, dude, I'm here to collect hair. It's a hair test. I was like, you mean I'm
Wow.
not taking the piss test? And he goes, nah, man, it's a hair test. I was like, what the fuck?
It's just